Lotus Joys, and it is Thursday, the 15th of April 2021. It's also the 16th day of my 30-day video challenge where I share one new learning from the day before, unedited. Yesterday night, my partner got home and shared with me a story about what happened on the bus. As he got on the bus to go home, he could see that the bus was filled with people, and most of the seats were filled, so he went to look for an empty seat. As he sat down, he then began to put his bag on the empty seat next to him. Then more and more people got on the bus. The more and more people that got on the bus, then they started to stand. And it was at this point that my partner started to feel a sense of unease. He shared with me that he was feeling quite uncomfortable inside because he felt that having his bag there meant that people cannot sit down, and that it was in some ways a greedy thing to do. You see, pre-COVID, this would have been it would have been something that he would never do. But post-COVID, surely this is something that is quite understandable. Even though on the buses now they no longer require everyone to wear a mask, but the rule of keeping a 1.5 meter social distancing, physical distancing I should say, is still in place. But certain people follow and certain people don't follow those rules. On the bus, he felt like it wasn't so clear because there were no signage to say that we must keep a physical distancing, that we must sit in a certain spot. This is going way too long. The story is not very concisely shared. Okay, let's just skip a little bit and let's just talk about You would think that after 15 times of doing this, you would get a little bit better, but no, I feel like I'm reverting to my old self now. I really want to stop this and redo it, but you know what? Let's keep going. So basically what happened was, on the bus, he didn't feel comfortable with sitting there and putting his bag on the empty seat while people are standing. This is a feeling that this is something he would never do pre-COVID. But then I mentioned to him that since we are still in a pandemic, we realize that it is not something Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, when he shared this story with me, I said to him, I feel that if I were the people standing there, I would completely understand. For you to sit there, and even with your bag there or not, I would completely understand. I will not sit down, because we are required to keep this physical distancing, and it's absolutely okay to just sit with one person on the two-seat chair. Sorry, my hay fever's coming back. Okay, but I also said to him, but honey, I think that other people around you are not thinking is. It is actually you. It is actually your mind. It is the meaning that you give it. Because a very good personal development teacher that I used to learn from, Stuart Siddell, taught me that nothing has meaning except the meaning that you give it. That's right. Nothing has meaning except the meaning that we give it. So the fact that my partner was sitting there and feeling that other people might think that he's being greedy and being selfish, that was the meaning that he gave it. That's what made him feel so uncomfortable. So it got me thinking about how in life we tend to overthink things and overanalyze when certain situations are they're just the way that they are. But because we add this extra meaning on top of it, whether it's good or whether it's bad, that is a thing that makes that affects us emotionally. And if it is in a negative way, we suffer because of that very much. For example, when you see a colleague in the morning, and most of the time they would ask you to go to have coffee with them. But one morning they decide to not even say hello, and they go off and buy coffee on their own. And then you might feel that you may, if you put the meaning that this person is just so rude this morning and so inconsiderate, that actually will make you suffer, because that is the meaning that you give it to it. When if maybe there's another way of looking at it, maybe thinking that maybe there's something wrong from that person's perspective, that you might be able to help them, or that they just need a bit of alone time. So if we think of it from that perspective, wait for them to come back, then ask them how they're doing. You might be surprised to learn about what happened in their morning. So my point here today is sharing about the fact that we need to watch our mind, because it can overanalyze on the little simple things, and whenever our mind is telling us something that makes us feel uncomfortable, we should actually watch it, and we should start to guide it in a different direction, to give it a different meaning, because we have control over that. I'm not saying this is easy. This is going to take time, because I am someone who completely overanalyzes on everything. But the more I just started to let go, give people the benefit of the doubt, extend kindness to them, and always think that people mean well. If I always think that way, then I'm always going to feel more happy inside, and that's my message for today. That was my realization from my partner's sharing yesterday. So I hope you got some value out of that. Maybe if you can share with me an incident where you overanalyzed on something, or where you gave the meaning to something in a positive way and it turned out to be positive. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and I